pay-per-click, there are 4 pillars to keep PPC, and the first one is the most difficult, but I think it's the most important. I've heard so many people say, I don't use PPC, it doesn't work, or PPC is expensive. It can be, yes, but the key is, before you do anything, is understanding what you might achieve by doing it, and you can only do that by forecasting. If you walk into anything with your eyes wide open, then you can understand better the results that you get. So if you're selling a very high ticket product, then yes, PPC might be expensive, but it's only expensive if you're not getting a response from it. If you're spending a lot of money but you're getting even more money back, then it's not expensive. So what we try and do with customers and clients is we try and forecast based on the experience that we have. So if we're building a site, if we're looking at a particular product, we will build into any PPC campaign all of these what's called goal tracking. So we will track all these goals, and we will say that we expect you to get X% come into your website, X% who then go through to your shop, X% who then go through to the basket, and X% who then purchase. We can then track and assign a value to each of those percentages, so that when we go to a campaign, rather than saying I'm going to spend £100, we're going to say we're going to spend £100, but we expect to get X number of people to goal 1, X number of people to goal 2, X number of people to goal 3, and X number of people to goal 4. Because what that allows us then to have is a much better conversation with clients and customers when we start the campaign, because then we can say, great, we did get X% to goal 1, or we didn't. And if we did, that's brilliant, let's do more of the same. And if we didn't, why didn't we? What we have, actually, is we've got a little spreadsheet that does all of this. And it's a spreadsheet which can easily be populated, and it has very basic figures put into it. So I'm happy to send that out to anyone who wants it, so you can play around with kind of what we think. It needs to be built specifically for a particular site, but it allows you to see how we forecast. And again, when you're in Google, it will give you the basics of forecasting. So if you're doing a campaign, try and understand what you might expect, so that when you come to analyze it, when you come to look at it, you can have a much more informed decision about has it worked or has it not worked. The second key pillar is to integrate all of your Google channels. Now, a lot of websites don't have analytics on them, but the one thing that we would always say is make sure you have everything set up for the best results. So you have the Google Search Console, Google Analytics, and Google AdWords all linked. It sounds very technical, and if you're looking at the first time, it probably is, but for someone who knows how they do it, it's actually quite simple to link them all, so that basically when you start a campaign, you have one view that allows you to see all of these things, all of these results that you're getting, to allow you to make better and more informed decisions. Third one is measurement and monitoring. You must put the measurement in. There's no point in having, well, in my opinion, in our opinion, there's no point in having a Google PPC or any PPC campaign if you're not measuring and monitoring. How do you measure and monitor? Very simple. Ensure that you have what are called the tracking pixels on your website. Very simple to do, and there's lots of different ways of doing it, but there's very simple ways of doing it. Most CMS systems now have the ability to have all of them within there. So you can have your LinkedIn tracking pixel, your Facebook tracking pixel, and your Google tracking pixel. All you need to do is put them on once. You put them on once, and when you do a campaign, it will automatically then monitor and measure what you're doing. Sorry, you have to do the monitoring, it will measure for you. And also, as I say, a lot of people, when they set up PPC campaigns, they don't put in conversion tracking. They put in the very basic tracking, which is, I've got X people coming to my site, and that's what gives me Y. But we would say, put in conversion tracking. Identify what it is you want customers or prospects to do when they come to your site, and put that as a conversion goal. You can have as many as you want. But again, by doing this, you have a lot more information coming back to you, which allows you to make much more informed decisions about how you move forward with it. Because with a small business, or with any business, spending money on marketing needs to generate money. The only way you can understand where you're generating from is to measure and monitor what you're doing. And the last thing is test and learn. Again, the great thing about Google and about all of the social networks is it will help you do the testing and learning. You don't have to produce lots of ads and say, right, I need to specify that I need to do ad 1 for this amount of time and ad 2 for this amount of time. Within Google, if you're doing text paid search, so where you have sponsored ads at the top of a search return, you can put in 20, 30 different variations of the ad if you want, and ask Google, and Google will test and learn for you. Google will return them, the keywords, and return them in rotation, and it will then start to rotate the best performing ones. It will rotate and rotate and rotate until it finds the best performing ad, and then it will just return the best performing one. So you can test and learn how you put the copy together. You can get very technical. Do you use dynamic ads, which are ads where you can have different chunks of text and it will put specific text in for specific keywords? Google will do this all for you, but by testing and learning, again, it's helping you to improve, measure, monitor, and produce the best PPC campaign that you can. That's an overview, really, of PPC. It's not so much it's not so much how to do it, but it hopefully gives you just an overview of what it is and the sorts of things you can be looking for. Now, I'm happy in future sessions to go into a particular how do you build out a PPC campaign for Google, and what does the Google Search Console look like, and how do you put goals in. I can do that. It's a longer presentation, but I'm happy to do that. But hopefully it gives you an idea into the 4 pillars that we have of PPC and what PPC is for, what it's good for, and what it can do.